You know that feeling, right? You spend maybe an hour just scrolling, you put your phone down, and you feel completely, utterly exhausted, even though you haven't moved a muscle. Well, you're not alone, and I'm here to tell you it's not your fault. Today, we're going to break down the 5 types of social media content that are specifically engineered to drain your focus and suck your energy dry.
This is the big question so many of us are asking ourselves. You feel totally drained, unmotivated, like you just ran a mental marathon, but all you actually did was lie on the couch and flick your thumb. The answer? Well, it's all about what you've been feeding your brain. And this is the absolute key. Neuroscientist Andrew Huberman puts it perfectly. Your brain isn't optimized for social media. Social media is optimized to control your brain. It's a system literally designed from the ground up to get you hooked and keep you there. Just think about your feed for a second. In 1 minute, you see a clip of a car crash that jacks up your adrenaline. You swipe, and boom, you're watching a really heart-wrenching, sad story. Swipe again, and it's some hilarious meme. Your brain is getting slammed with fear, then sadness, then laughter, all in the span of seconds, while your body is just sitting completely still. I mean, no wonder you feel exhausted. This crazy emotional processing is at the heart of what we call doom scrolling. Your brain is forced to process hundreds of different, intense signals, one right after the other, and that process consumes an absolutely enormous amount of mental energy, leaving you feeling completely depleted.
So, if it makes us feel so bad, why do we keep doing it? Well, our brains are basically wired to chase pleasure, and that pleasure comes from a little neurotransmitter called dopamine. And when you compare a high dopamine activity like scrolling to a low dopamine one like, say, reading a book or working on a project, well, the project suddenly feels incredibly boring. Our brain is almost always going to choose the easy, instant reward. And here is the master trap. In neuroscience, they call it intermittent random rewards. It's the same principle that makes slot machines so addictive. You know you're eventually going to find a video that gives you that little dopamine hit, but you have no idea when. Is it the next one? The one after that? The 10th one? That complete unpredictability is what keeps you hooked. Your brain just keeps whispering, come on, just one more scroll. So let's break down the 5 specific types of content that are fueling this whole cycle. We're going to start with the most obvious dangers and then work our way to the ones that are way more subtle and maybe even more damaging.
All right, first up on our list is something we've actually already talked about, mainly because it's the absolute foundation of the entire problem.
That's right. This constant whiplash-inducing stream of high-emotion clips gets its very own spot on the list. It's like a gladiator fight, a stand-up comedy special, and a tragic drama all rolled into one endless 15-second-at-a-time feed. And your brain is the one paying the price of admission.
Okay, the second type of content is a bit more insidious. It kind of works just beneath the surface of what you think you're watching.
We're talking about content that is just one tiny step away from being full-blown adult material. And it's often disguised and totally normalized in things like get ready with me videos or posts from fitness influencers or even movie ads. You might think you're avoiding explicit stuff, but you're probably consuming this unconsciously all the time.
And the impact here is pretty severe. It completely hijacks your brain's reward system. By constantly showing you these surgically enhanced bodies that are presented as natural, it sets up a totally impossible standard. This just creates a meaningless, painful cycle of comparison that can absolutely destroy your self-esteem and even damage your satisfaction with your real-life relationships. So, what do? How do you fight back against these first 2? You have to be ruthless. First, start telling the algorithm what you don't want to see. Hit that not interested button like your life depends on it. Second, replace the habit. When you get that urge to scroll, grab a book instead. Yeah, it'll feel boring at first, that's part of the detox. And finally, figure out your trigger moments, when you're bored, in traffic, late at night, and consciously avoid scrolling then. All right, as we keep going down the list, the dangers get a lot less obvious. The next couple of content types, they often seem harmless, or maybe even important, but their internal impact can be far more damaging. Coming in at number 3 is content that plays on our deepest, oldest survival instincts.
Our brains are just hardwired for this stuff. I mean, think about our ancestors. For them, paying attention to a potential threat meant survival. A little rustle in the bushes was way more important than a pretty sunset. Today, that exact same instinct makes us react way more strongly to negative news, to drama, to gossip, because our brain flags it as a potential threat we need to monitor. And the cost of paying attention is huge. Research shows that negative feelings literally stick around in our system up to 4 times longer than positive ones. Just think about that.
That one piece of bad news you scrolled past 2 hours ago could still be subtly draining your emotional energy right now.
Next up, at number 4, we have a category that is absolutely everywhere, and it promises you the entire world.
Oh, you know this content. Learn Spanish in 1 month. Lose 10 kilos by the summer. Buy my crypto course and you'll get this Lamborghini. We call these fast food goals. They're quick, they look easy, and they're ultimately unsatisfying promises sold by these dream sellers.
Their strategy is simple and it's brutal. Step 1, they make you feel terrible about where you are in your life right now. Step 2, they present an overly simplified, super glamorous solution. This combination, making you feel inadequate while making success look effortless, is designed to pressure you into buying. And when it inevitably fails, you don't blame them, you blame yourself.
The solution here is so direct. Unfollow these accounts immediately. Don't even think about it. And start using the 5-second rule. The absolute moment you sense that a piece of content is designed to make you feel bad about yourself, just to sell you something, get it off your screen. Fast.
And that brings us to the final and most surprisingly dangerous type of content on our list. It's the one that seems the most helpful, which is exactly what makes it such a powerful trap.
The most dangerous type of content that is draining your focus and energy is, yes, you heard that correctly, self-help videos, productivity hacks, motivational content. But why? How could that be bad? Because it creates the illusion of progress without you having to take any real-world action. It feels really good to learn, but learning is not the same thing as doing.
This is the most important question you can possibly ask yourself. Are you just collecting information, or are you actually implementing it? If your rate of learning is way higher than your rate of doing, you have fallen into the trap.
See, the danger is becoming an all-knowing person who achieves nothing. You get so busy consuming information about how to be better, how to be more productive, how to be successful, that you never actually take the steps to become better. It's a very comfortable loop of inaction, but it's disguised as self-improvement. So, the crucial point here, the big takeaway from all of this, is about bridging that gap. It's about shifting your entire focus from passive consumption to active, real-world application.
I just want to leave you with this really powerful line from a classic Persian poem. Because in the end, it is not about how many motivational videos you watch or how many productivity books you read. It's about what you do. What one action will you take today?